Forget about finding a few bucks in an old jacket. Today we're looking at discoveries so massive and bizarre they belong in a movie. And these are the most unusual Racing against demolition, explorers returned to this crumbling bank armed with an electric saw after their crowbar broke on a previous attempt. What they found inside forgotten safe deposit boxes was jaw-dropping. Genuine silver bars marked Fine Silver 999, envelopes stuffed with $100 bills, and a bag of historic coins, including 1941 Mercury dimes and Buffalo nickels. Most boxes were empty, but the ones that weren't made this treasure hunt absolutely worth it. How about stumbling upon a legendary Soviet attack helicopter just sitting in the British countryside? This massive Mi-24 Hind, one of the most feared military aircraft of the Cold War, was discovered at RAF Spadedam, a base once used for UK rocket testing in the 1950s and 60s. The beast is so enormous that its exhaust pipes are literally the size of mall slides. Yet, the cockpit cabin is surprisingly cramped. Ever wonder what happens when time stands still for decades inside a forgotten hangar? Urban explorers stumbled upon a treasure trove of vintage automobiles, perfectly preserved beneath layers of dust. These classic machines, some dating back to the mid-20th century, stuck in time like a museum. The collection is so unusual that even millionaires would struggle to acquire some of the cars. While exploring an old abandoned house with a metal detector, these guys broke through the floor and discovered a massive hidden stash that had been concealed for years, revealing an urn filled with vintage coins and a bunch of banknotes. At an abandoned mansion once owned by a drug cartel, treasure hunters using metal detectors uncovered two massive buried safes that required heavy machinery to extract. Inside this criminal treasure trove, they found an arsenal of weapons, rare antique firearms, stacks of passwords and codes, plus golden coins and heavy gold bars. Moreover, the waterlogged cash bundles revealed just how much dirty money was hidden here. What started as a routine day of treasure hunting with a metal detector turned into a police investigation when a heavy, locked safe was pulled from the muddy depths. Upon cracking it open, the hunters discovered a loaded handgun and a stash of waterlogged cash hidden inside. This mysterious find was likely discarded to hide evidence of a past crime. Here in Sakhalin's wilderness, explorers discovered an abandoned Soviet airbase where two MiG-23 fighter jets still sit on the 2.5-kilometer runway alongside a hidden communications bunker, all left behind when the Fighter Aviation Regiment disbanded in 1994. Explorers discovered the P.S. John H. Amos, one of the last surviving paddle tugs in the world, a 33.5-meter vessel weighing 202 tons, built in Scotland in 1931 with original wooden paddles, coal-burning furnace, and wheelhouse controls still intact after nearly a century. History comes alive when you strike gold with a metal detector, just like this lucky explorer who unearthed a 200-year-old relic containing a rare German silver medal commemorating Kaiser Wilhelm II's speech in the Reichstag in 1914. Inside a crumbling, abandoned mansion, explorers discovered an incredible collection of luxury and classic cars left behind by their mysterious owner. A stunning automobile graveyard with decaying Pontiacs, Camaros, Mustangs, and even a Ferrari F355. Imagine stumbling upon a floating casino frozen in time aboard an abandoned cruise ship. This 50-meter vessel once carried hundreds of gamblers into international waters for legal betting, but now waiting to be scrapped with poker chips still scattered across dusty tables. Slot machines stand eerily silent, their screens dark, while roulette wheels wait for players who will never return. The ship's gaming floor, spanning over 550 square meters, has become a ghostly time capsule of its glory days. Prepare to meet a creature so massive it makes a T-Rex look like a common house pet. Discovered by a farm worker in Argentina, this colossus is officially considered the largest animal to ever walk the earth. This prehistoric giant stretched an incredible 40 meters in length and stood as tall as a 7-story building at 20 meters. Plus, weighing in at approximately 77 tons, it was as heavy as 14 African elephants combined. This condemned Rhode Island mausoleum has become one of the most disturbing discoveries of abandoned sites, with human remains and dentures still scattered across the floor. Despite news reports and public outcry, nothing has been done to secure this desecrated burial ground where caskets remain exposed. And the list of souls still resting here serves as a ghostly memorial. These guys discovered a mansion abandoned since 1997 with food dated 1995 still in the pantry, family photos on walls, Christmas decorations set, and personal belongings untouched. As if the owners simply vanished overnight without taking anything. After climbing a rocky ridge, these adventurers discovered what they initially thought was their own Area 51. But it was an abandoned industrial complex hidden beyond the hilltop with multiple warehouses, dangerous mine shafts emitting sulfur gas, and boxes of blasting caps scattered throughout. The facility's secretive location and modern equipment left abandoned in such isolation only deepened the mystery of its purpose. In a Krabi cave in Thailand, visitors discovered what appeared to be a giant skeleton locked in battle with a horned serpent. But this viral sensation turned out to be an elaborate art installation inspired by local folklore. Deep in the forests, hikers discovered a crashed helicopter slowly being consumed by vegetation. Its rotors stuck in time while trees grow through the cockpit. A mysterious wreck with an unknown history. After decades underwater, a legendary T-34 tank was finally pulled from its watery grave in one of the most impressive recovery operations ever filmed. The 30-ton armored vehicle, lost during World War II battles around 1944, had been preserved in remarkable condition by the cold water and silt. Incredibly, after cleaning and repairs, experts believe the diesel engine could potentially run again after 80 years. Next finding rests near Hope Isles, a 36.5-meter shipwreck with an incredible story. An American internationally ran it aground 30 years ago and survived living aboard for nearly 28 years before abandoning it as a rust-covered bird sanctuary. This brave explorer found a military airbase in the desert and discovered an abandoned B-58A supersonic bomber, a Cold War-era testbed for homing missiles, sitting forgotten with its massive landing gear and intricate turbines exposed. Trekkers used a high-tech drone to discover a World War II B-24 Liberator crash site hidden deep in Papua New Guinea, a massive bomber spanning 33.5 meters. Imagine driving near the woods and spotting a ship. This 15-meter vessel sits strangely abandoned in the forest right next to the road, looking completely out of place. Divers hunting treasures beneath the Caribbean Sea discovered an actual shipwreck chest on the seafloor containing ancient coins and a Buddhist statue, fulfilling every treasure hunter's dream. From 1903, this adventurer discovered what looked terrifyingly like an old weapon, but it turned out to be a steam-powered rock drill preserved for over a century. Talk about solving a cold case. Literally. When divers plunged into the murky waters of Murfreesboro, they found a stolen car that had vanished from a dealership 2 years earlier. So, using underwater magnets and flotation bags, the recovery team wrestled the submerged vehicle from the riverbed where thieves had dumped it to hide the evidence. Off the coast of Grenada, 26 life-sized figures were found in a circle 5 meters beneath the waves, where you can witness Christ of the Deep, mermaid, petroglyphs, sentinels, and even a man on a bike. This guy discovered a military fire truck abandoned at a secret Connecticut government facility, still bearing its original emergency equipment and red paint from its final service call before being left behind forever. Ancient legends spoke of a wealthy tribe's hidden treasure, but nobody expected this delivery. Using a metal detector, a treasure hunter found a brick wall concealing an underground chamber filled with incredible artifacts. Inside lay animal-shaped urns, engraved vessels, and a massive stone chest containing antique jewelry of various precious metals. Most astonishing were the pots inside overflowing with centuries-old coins. Hidden in the remote desert was found an extraordinary time capsule of America's mid-20th century. A vast collection of perfectly preserved vintage vehicles, buses, campers, and even military aircraft. This find includes everything from 1970s conversion buses and teardrop campers to wartime classic service trucks, all frozen in time by the dry desert climate. Imagine trekking through a dense, unforgiving jungle and stumbling upon a massive ghost from the past. This is the crash site of the G4M1 Betty 2656, a legendary World War II-era aircraft resting exactly where it fell on Bougainville Island. The wreckage, with a wingspan of 25 meters, remains hauntingly preserved by the tropical canopy, with its engines still visible today. Receding Lake Mead revealed this 6-meter boat after fire damage, but it still features vintage marine equipment like distributors and spark plugs remarkably intact. There is an abandoned railway depot filled with historic steam locomotives from the 1900s nitrate boom, and now these monuments are slowly rusting in isolation. After sitting untouched for 17 years, this 1976 Mack truck was discovered completely overgrown and, but thanks to its finders, successfully revived. And now its engine miraculously cranking back to life. This 1914 Buick with only 1,776 original miles sat untouched for 85 years before being found and miraculously revived. And today, with a new owner, its century-old engine roared again. From a distance, it looked like an actual UFO, but approaching closer revealed the truth. An incredible building designed to look exactly like an alien spaceship. Welcome to an automotive paradise where more than 500 classic cars rest together in one incredible location. Row after row of vintage vehicles from various decades create a treasure trove for car enthusiasts. This has to be one of the strangest World War II transport vehicles ever discovered. A bizarre hybrid vehicle that seems to combine features of both a tractor and amphibian. Believe it or not, an old team bus once used by Cristiano Ronaldo was found rotting in the woods for 30 years. The 12-meter-long vehicle still contains football-related items from decades ago. Right near Helsinki, explorers found concrete bunkers from the 1944 Porkala Naval Base. The massive Cold War network once housed 50,000 personnel before its return. A hiker's sharp eyes spotted this perfectly preserved flint or teeth arrowhead sticking out of the mud. It's a 5-centimeter long weapon used by hunters thousands of years ago. While exploring a rocky cliff, these finders discovered ancient coins literally embedded into the stone. This accidental piggy bank has protected the currency for centuries through natural geological processes. Prepared to be amazed by these giant teeth found along a riverbank. These massive molars belonged to a woolly mammoth that roamed the area over 10,000 years ago. Each tooth weighs 27.5 kilograms and features the distinct ridges needed to grind down tough prehistoric vegetation.
I'm not fat. It's this fur that makes me look big. It's poofy.
Heart attack alert! This lucky prospector's metal detector went wild when it found a massive gold nugget buried just beneath the surface in Alaska. The find is worth a fortune and serves as a reminder that there's still plenty of treasure hidden under our feet. What would you do if you saw a giant metal starfish in the water? This mysterious 8-legged circular object was found off a Rhode Island beach, baffling locals and authorities alike. It features stainless steel legs and a concrete cap, and is believed to be part of an old oceanographic monitoring system. These found petroglyphs, carved into a vertical rock face, trying to tell stories from an ancient civilization, as they have survived the elements for over 2,000 years. When extreme drought drained Lady Bower Reservoir to historic lows, an incredible secret emerged from beneath the water. The submerged ruins of 2 entire villages flooded in the 1940s during reservoir construction. Explorers discovered preserved structures, including old railway pillars, water pumping stations, bridge beams, and World War II installations across the exposed lake bed. Explorers in the High Sierra Mountains discovered a forgotten gold mine and settlement where, hidden for 80 years, the site still contains massive engines and rusting timber hauling tractors. This shipwreck was forced onto the remote shores of Iterup by a violent surge. And now over 15 meters of decaying steel sits permanently grounded on the island's volcanic black sand. First spotted on Google Maps, this mysterious hole in the desert prompted an in-person investigation. When explorers finally reached the remote location, they discovered this bizarre, perfectly circular opening leading deep into the earth. How about finding a massive geometric shape visible from space? This giant triangle in Whitman, Arizona, is actually an abandoned World War II-era airfield known as Luke Ox 4. Each side of the triangle features runways used by cadets for landing practice over 70 years ago. Deep in the rainy mountains of Vancouver Island lies the forgotten gold rush settlement of Leechtown. Once a booming community, it now hides rusting relics from the 1920s and overgrown ruins of the Kapur Lumber Company. It's a haunting, wild destination where history is slowly being swallowed by the forest. This abandoned park in Lithuania is a haunting Soviet twin of Chernobyl's Pripyat. It features a rare 1969 Jetstar 2 coaster, one of only 3 still operating in the world, capable of reaching 72 kilometers an hour. Incredibly, despite decades of neglect, some of these vintage mechanic relics are still functional today. Behold a massive 2,700-year-old deity carved from solid stone. This Assyrian Lamassu sculpture, weighing a staggering 18 tons, was recently unearthed largely intact in northern Iraq. It measures 3.8 by 3.9 meters and features incredible details on its wings and body. An Idaho Falls family woke to a terrifying crash in January 2018, discovering their garage floor had collapsed into a hidden 3.6-meter deep room filled with mysterious items. The secret chamber, which doesn't appear on any city records, contained children's toys, old bottles, and household items from the 1950s. For over 30 years, the Clown Museum has discovered 200 unrestored vintage vehicles, including one of the largest Ford Model T collections anywhere. So competing with these guys in finding is next to impossible. These archaeologists spent hours digging through a historic early 20th century railroad trash dump, uncovering treasures from the 1910s to 1920s. Battling tough iron-rich soil, they discovered rare poison bottles, antique medicinal flasks, vintage soda bottles, and pottery crocks. Here, Russian investigators uncovered a massive criminal group's hidden arsenal containing 36 kilograms of explosives, 100 firearms including grenade launchers and automatic weapons, plus 15,000 ammunition rounds. Rising from the waters near Kronstadt, these guys stumbled upon Fort Emperor Alexander I, built in the 1840s as a massive coastal defense fortress with intricate cast iron staircases and advanced engineering. But after being decommissioned in 1896, this maritime stronghold was transformed into the world's first plague research facility, where scientists risked their lives studying deadly diseases until 1918. Jackpot discovery! Treasure hunters unearthed a chest containing genuine gold bars worth a fortune. Someone's secret wealth, which was just carefully stacked and hidden away. An explorer discovered a tragically burnt-down house from the 1950s to 60s that served as an incredible time capsule before fire destroyed it. Despite the devastation with collapsed upper floors and peeling wallpaper, classic vehicles including a genuine 1960s Beetle and vintage Morris survived inside, creating a reminder of what was lost. Who said metal detecting is boring? Tell these guys whose detector revealed a live German Luftwaffe phosphorus incendiary bomb buried in an Essex field since World War II. The next treasure hunters struck gold, literally, when they dug into the ground and golden glided bricks spilled out before their astonished eyes. Excavating deep within rocky terrain, treasure hunters discovered ancient clay vessels buried for centuries. As they carefully opened the weathered pottery jars, an incredible sight emerged. Thousands of ancient coins and precious artifacts spilling out. This remarkable cache, hidden in multiple pots, represents a significant historical treasure trove deliberately concealed long ago. A simple science experiment from 1976 traveled further than anyone expected. Two brothers discovered a Pepsi bottle in the Bahamas containing a message written nearly 50 years ago by a 14-year-old student. The glass vessel survived a 1,600-kilometer journey across the Atlantic Ocean before being found. And this discovery allowed the finders to track down the original author, who's now a grandfather. This metal detector enthusiast made a chilling yet extraordinary discovery while excavating: an ancient human skeleton buried deep underground. Surrounding the remains was an incredible cache of precious treasures, dozens of ancient coins, ornate gold necklaces, and delicate jewelry chains. This person was clearly laid to rest with their most valuable possessions centuries ago. The next lucky girl discovered agate gemstones and something more precious using just a metal detector. Her incredible find included genuine gold nuggets that had been waiting underground to be found. Now imagine stumbling upon a decaying English cottage that hasn't seen a soul in years. Inside the collapsing structure, antiques and bronze statues sit buried under suffocating layers of cobwebs. But most chilling is the collection of taxidermy birds, like owls that still seem to watch you from the shadows. Buried deep in the woods with "Don't Enter" painted on the roof, this house hides a nightmare. In the attic, explorers encountered a terrifying, eyeless doll that felt genuinely possessed. This sight was so disturbing that the explorers turned around immediately, abandoning their investigation out of pure fear. Something feels deeply wrong about this finding: a massive military graveyard where weapons are left to rot. The site is overflowing with 66mm rocket launchers and heavy anti-aircraft guns. And, chillingly, a digger claw identical to those at Chernobyl was found near gas masks and potentially toxic samples. At a staggering 2,500 meters elevation in Idaho's remote mountains, an explorer discovered the abandoned Skylark and Ramshorn mining structures from the 1880s. These impossibly isolated buildings, built directly into cliff faces, once housed miners extracting lead and silver. And surprisingly, the bunkhouses and tramway towers still stand exactly how miners abandoned them a century ago. In August 2020, a flood at the Boneyard, Alaska exposed an entire woolly mammoth skeleton on a private mining claim in Fairbanks. The complete Ice Age find included massive tusks so heavy 4 people could barely carry them, jaw bones with molars intact, and leg bones. And that's all sitting on a gold mine. What a find! A mysterious 9-meter wide sinkhole was found in Lake Michigan. It drops 6 meters deeper than the surrounding lake bed, baffling local researchers. Beneath China's mountains, explorers descended into an enormous cave system featuring breathtaking natural wonders. The massive underground chambers showcase spectacular formations, including towering stalactites hanging from ceilings over 100 meters high and massive stalagmites rising from the floor. This subterranean world, carved by water over millions of years, creates an otherworldly landscape. Step back 166 million years. In an English limestone quarry, workers discovered over 200 dinosaur footprints left by massive sauropods and meat-eating megalosaurs. These trackways stretch for 150 meters, revealing the exact paths these prehistoric giants took as they crossed the ancient mud. It is currently the largest and most significant dinosaur trackway site ever discovered in the United Kingdom. Frozen in time for 15 years, this Victorian-era pub still holds its railway history secrets. Inside, explorers found real treasures, 1870s hats, vintage motorbikes, and original paintings left to rot alongside haunted corridors. Even the basement remains untouched, packed with unique brewing equipment and dusty jukeboxes from a forgotten era. Witness a massive mechanical world that lies in the dark of this abandoned mine. Explorers discovered a monster 2-stage air compressor and 9-ton electric locomotives still resting on the rails. Moreover, this rare facility, featuring its own welding shops and complex electrical systems. In Australia's remote outback, locals discovered a massive piece of charred space debris, part of a Chinese rocket that survived atmospheric re-entry. The 3-meter section, still smoldering when found, had crashed after separating from a satellite launch. This find brings the space race literally back to Earth, in someone else's backyard.
I am Venom.
Meet the T-Rex of the seas. This colossal 2-meter-long skull belongs to a pliosaur, one of the most fearsome marine predators to ever exist. Found embedded in a Dorset cliff face 15 meters above the ground, the fossil features razor-sharp teeth designed to rip through prey 150 million years ago. It is one of the most complete and well-preserved pliosaur specimens ever unearthed by paleontologists. Officials at the Madagascar Presidential Palace recently unveiled a staggering 300-kilogram emerald found inside the building. This gemstone is so large, its value is still being assessed by international experts. This incredible dig site revealed the nearly complete skeleton of a 180-million-year-old dinosaur, with fossils weighing several tons, requiring a massive crane and a team of 20 researchers to extract. Just outside Greek Island, a chaotic boatyard holds massive rotting vessels dumped and forgotten. Among the decay, explorers found weird, oversized beasts and ruins resembling half-sunk cement mixers. Right in the middle of an endless desert sits an abandoned 1950s US Navy far from any runway. How it ended up in such a remote location remains a complete mystery to those who discovered it. Divers found an eerie underwater scene featuring a lifelike mannequin, a boat, and an aircraft. Hopefully, these strange objects were intentionally submerged to create an artificial reef, because there is no other explanation here. That was the last find for today, but the mystery doesn't end there. Leave a comment below and tell us which of these findings creeped you out the most. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a discovery. See you in the next one. Bye!